Marjamov did give Crawford problems. I favor Canelo, not by a lot, but I do favor him. I just think that, I think the skull fight was just a bad style. And I think Canelo was like, why force the issue? You know what I mean? I'm up. This guy's running. I'm not gonna take a chance. So I think that it was that kind of fight for Canelo. But Marjamov did give Crawford problems. You know what I'm saying? And where I felt like, damn, at 54, he gave you problems. 68 is different.
It's a ridiculous fight myself. I think that Crawford is too small. Canelo is, in my opinion, the face of boxing right now. I think that look at his resume. I think it's a good fight for a little while. Crawford's hand speed will, just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, the hand speed was evident at the beginning of the fight. But as the fight goes on, Canelo's going to start pounding on him, and I think that the fight ends somewhere between the 9th and 12th round.
You really think because of the size difference, he can stop Crawford?
Well, absolutely. I think that anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the speed and the foot speed and the hand speed. And Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. 54, when he fought Madrimov in his last fight, showed us that he can't really, the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains and how much he does to try to get up to that level. 168 is going to make a difference.
Thing at this level is not the physical, it's the mental and the spirit. He's got all of that. He's gonna have power at 168 pounds. He's gonna have the precision, and those are essential, especially for a Mexican guy coming forward. We've never seen Canelo go down. I'm not gonna dive into how I think Terence might pull it off. I think it's too early for it now. I get into that eventually on the Puerto Rico podcast, but I do think that Terence is gonna pull.
You have two great fighters. Great things can happen. But I could see even Crawford getting knocked out like Amir Khan style.
Did you give Terence Crawford any chance to beat Canelo?
I don't see it happening, but he could definitely prove me wrong. But I just think, bro, I've trained with Canelo, I've been around him. Bro can really push back heavyweight. So I don't know how he's because this is the first time Canelo's actually bigger than somebody in a long time. So it's like the weights are lifted off, and now he could fight even more freely, So I'm actually interested to see, bro. I can't wait for the fight. I'm definitely going to be backing Canelo, but Crawford is a great fighter, and he could surprise me. But right now, where I would put my money is
Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But that's why we have weight divisions. I think that Canelo has proven as he has risen in the weights, he's dealt with the best in his weight divisions that he's at now. He fought Bivol, and Bivol couldn't hurt him. He fought my guy, and my guy couldn't hurt him in 2 fights. The third fight I wouldn't even count as a fight. But to have a guy come up from 140 pounds in such a short period of time. I'm not saying he couldn't have done it. If he'd have taken 3 or 4 years like Canelo did and built up not only his strength but his bulk in the correct way, he would have had a better chance. But to do it in these 14, 15 months that he's done it in, it's going to be difficult for him. I think that it's a tough fight at the first 3 or 4 rounds because of his speed, just like when we took Golovkin to fight Kell Brook. Kell Brook being a welterweight was a little faster, quicker at the beginning. But once Canelo assimilates the speed and assimilates the movement, and Crawford's going to be a lot slower because of the weight also. Once he does that, I think it'll be a sparring session for...
Boxing fans, we're getting closer to one of the boldest matchups in recent memory. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. But let's get real. Is this a battle for greatness or a calculated risk? On paper, it's historic. Crawford is moving up 3 weight classes to challenge Canelo for the undisputed super middleweight crown. That alone deserves respect. Most fighters won't even clean out 1 division. Crawford's aiming for a 3rd. But here's the catch. Size matters. Canelo is a natural 168-pounder. He's shared the ring with light heavyweights, absorbed bombs from guys like Bivol and Kovalev, and barely blinked.
there is a big fight coming up next, that being Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. That's actually next month. Who do you have? Who do you have win this fight?
I'm going with Crawford.
Why is that?
I just feel like Crawford, he just has the grit, and like me personally meeting Crawford several times, it's like the man is just so competitive. It's like I don't even have to say nothing to him. He'll just like, man, when we sparring, it's like his competitiveness is always gonna put him over the edge, and then he just has that like, I'm not gonna let you bully me, or his skill set. And it, I know they talk about Charlo when Charlo moved up, but I feel like it may be a little bit different for Canelo this time around, because Crawford took the moving up in weight classes serious. He did the dieting, he did the training. So I feel like when you put in work like that, it's a win-win. So
you don't think Crawford, gaining that weight, because I saw him, he's pretty big. You don't think that's going to be a disadvantage for him in this fight?
No, it looked like he put it on the right way. The nutrition, the like I said, the training. Crawford, he trains hard. So I feel like, I know they say he probably went up to like 185, so he has to lose that weight. But I think if he did it the right way, which I know he did, he'll be successful.
You faced Canelo. If you could give some pointers to Crawford, what should he do to come out victorious in September?
I think you just got to watch the Bivol blueprint, the in and out. A lot of fighters getting stick now for being runners, Tom and Jerry and whatnot. But stick to what you're good at. Terence Crawford is an exceptional talent. His one title was through the weights, undisputed at 3 weights now. And listen, if anyone can do it, it's him. I think the weight will be too much of an issue. Canelo is a special talent, and I think the weight will play a factor in the fight. But listen, Canelo once done it and made the step up to super middleweight. I would like Crawford to be more at light middle and middle to build into it, but you take these opportunities when they come, and that's what greatness is.
¿Qué tiene que hacer Crawford para ganar la pelea contra Canelo subiendo de peso, como tú subiste de peso muchas veces?
Es una pelea muy dura, pero depende de cómo venga el hombre. Tiene que voltear y pararse, confundirlo. Te paga, sale y él piensa que tú te vas a pagar y le boxea. El otro asalto, él piensa que tú le vas a boxear y te le paga, entonces lo tiene confundido y así que se le puede ganar.
What about Crawford do you think can bridge the weight gap, or like with you, what did bridge the weight gap? Because a lot of people are just saying, hey, Canelo's just too big for someone like Terence.
That's true, but you know what? There's always a way. Put it that there's always a way. There's always a way.
Crawford, for all his talent, is stepping into unfamiliar territory and heavier, slower, and possibly less explosive. Abel Sanchez warned this might be too much, too soon. He says Crawford's speed will help early, but the extra weight could backfire by the middle rounds. And let's be honest, Canelo doesn't just hit hard, he hits smart. Still, Crawford isn't coming to survive, he's coming to win. His ring IQ, adaptability, and mental toughness are unmatched. Ask Errol Spence. Ask Sean Porter. When it comes to making adjustments, Bud is elite. Some, like Roy Jones Jr., believe this fight comes down to one thing. Can Crawford take Canelo's power? If yes, it's a chess match. If no, it's a short night.
But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol, it happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right with no problem. And Canelo was way stronger than Mayweather. So there's
Don't
a lot
you think
of...
Canelo's a better fighter than he was then, today?
A better fight, yeah, a little better, yeah. His footwork is still the same. He's flat-footed, he's very heavy on his feet. But you saw his last fight with Skull. He couldn't touch Skull. I mean, he was a runner. He was a Cuban runner, but he couldn't touch Skull. It was incredible. It was amazing. It was just like the fight with Lara. He couldn't touch Lara. So there's a reason why fighters think that if they move a little against Canelo, they have boxing abilities against Canelo, they might beat him. And I'm pretty sure Crawford is thinking,
But
well,
Terence is a different type of fighter. He's not just a mover. He's going to mix it up.
Oh, yeah.
And to his credit, that was early in his career. Maybe 135 wasn't a good weight. Maybe he could absorb more punches because he's been hit. He was hit by Majimov. He was hit by Spence. He didn't get hurt then. So maybe he has a tougher chin.
And not just that, Gamboa was the fastest guy alive. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he didn't see that shot. But Canelo got hit by Matthew Hatton, and he got rocked, but he was 19. So as they've gotten older,
Cotto,
no one's really been able to, yeah, but he didn't wobble them. So no one's really been able to hurt neither one of them recently.
Yeah.
So, but I think Cotto, obviously Canelo has the power to hurt anyone. You know,
yeah,
obviously.
I mean, power's a lot.
Powerful guy.
In this game, power means a lot. If you
be predicated upon how well Terence can take his punch. Yeah. And what I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab the opportunity. And with Canelo, I see a guy who not necessarily hungry, but loves to entertain, loves to give us the big fights. Always tries to give the big fights. He finds a way to give us big fights. Not gonna always win them, but he always tries to give them to us. So he'll be a guy that, if he shows up and does the exact right thing, he can win the fight. If he don't do the right thing, which I don't see him doing, I don't know why he would at this point in his career. I don't know. It'll all be predicated upon how well Terence can take his punch.
Yeah. You said you don't think, or you don't look into the weight difference. Why?
When you know how to box, when you're as skillful as Terence Crawford is, weight don't really matter much.
He has a big fight against Terence Crawford, who's coming up in weight. But I keep telling people that Canelo is small for 168. It's not like he's a big 168 pounder. So the size difference isn't that much, in my opinion, right? I mean, I know he's been there longer, right? But Bud is slightly taller than him, longer arms than him. Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
That's the $1 million question, because I'm a historian. I love boxing. I love watching it. I love studying it. I know it inside out. When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo, who's a natural, super middleweight, maybe? Or
that was so
not that high.
But you know, he fought at what, 190? Canelo?
175.
175? 175. Okay. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all. Berlanga's a big kid. So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds?
But let's not forget, Canelo struggles with movement. Fighters like Bivol, Mayweather, and Lara gave him problems. Crawford's footwork and timing might be the X factor. At the end of the day, this fight isn't just about belts. It's about legacy. Will Canelo cement his reign as the king of the super middleweights? Or will Crawford shock the world and do what no fighter has done before? Become undisputed in 3 weight classes. Comment your prediction below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We'll be covering every angle of this mega fight.